Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be doing a book review on Predictably Irrational by Dan Areily. The reason why I do these book reviews is to learn and to further the business. Today I'll be sharing with you the knowledge I have gained from this book and how I'm going to apply it to the business. This book is about behavioral economics and how hidden forces influence our buying decisions on a day-to-day basis. This book is very similar to Freakonomics in the way that both authors conduct experiments and discuss the findings in the book. And if you haven't read Freakonomics, I will really recommend it. I also just found this book very interesting and I wanted to share it with you. Behavioral economics is a new form of economic thinking. In the original way of thinking, everything was based on a central idea called the Rationality Axiom. In essence, it was the assumption that people are 100% rational and want to get the most or maximum use out of something. For example, a person goes to a shop, me or you, with a limited amount of money, be it £5, and we want to get the most satisfaction out of that £5. Now, behavioral economics argues that people don't act 100% rational all the time. This raises several questions. When we're making decisions in our lives, we think we're making smart, rational decisions. But are we? Why can't we get ourselves to do what we want to do? Like eat less and exercise more. This is what Dan Areily discusses in his book, Predictably Irrational, and is the topic of today's book review. I will discuss my highlights and my favourite parts of the book. I've split the book into 3 different sections. Section 1 is how shops influence your buying decisions. 2 is about why going for buy one get one free deals is not always a good idea. And section 3 is about procrastination. Section 1 is about how shops influence your buying decisions. This is split into 2 parts, decoys and anchoring. A decoy is another alternative option provided which influences your final decision. The example Dan Areily uses in his book is a person buying a house. He's provided with 2 choices, House A and House B, which are both priced equally. Each house is better in different ways. House A is more functional, but House B is more beautiful. How does he make a decision? It's near impossible. This is where decoys come in. The estate agent could include another option, for example, House A but with a bad roof, A-. In essence, introducing House A-, the decoy, creates a comparison with A. This makes A look better, not only compared to A-, but overall as well. As a consequence, the inclusion of House A-, despite the fact no one ever chooses it, nudges people to choose A as their final decision. The second idea is anchoring. Dan Areily describes this using the metaphor of imprinting goslings. Like goslings imprinting on the first living creature they see after hatching, people imprint themselves on the first piece of information they see and base all future decisions on it. This can cause us to make absurd decisions, like a gosling following a human around. An example Dan Areily uses to show the power of anchoring is the anecdote of the Pearl King. The Pearl King is a diamond seller turned pearl seller and watch seller. One day he comes across a black pearl and he wants to sell it, but to no avail. Then he took his black pearls and sold it with jewelry. In comparison to before, where they weren't selling, they now sold very quickly. This is because he anchored his pearls, and framed them with jewelry. This gave people the assumption that these black pearls were very valuable as they're being sold with top-end jewelry. He effectively turned something unvalued into something very valuable. The buyers had been influenced by this idea, and this caused them to buy the pearls. Referring back to the title, how do shops influence your buying decisions? Shops always employ these tactics. The biggest example being price reductions. So for example, a person walking into a shop might see was £40, now £27. This increases the likelihood of the person buying that product because they've anchored themselves to the initial price of £40 and believe they are saving £13. Another example is providing an expensive alternative. In a shop, you're provided with the following options. Chocolate A, which is priced at £2.80. Chocolate B, which is priced at £3. If the choice was between chocolate A and B alone, the decision would have been impossible. But then there was the introduction of chocolate C, which is worth £5. Chocolate C is a decoy and an anchor. The introduction of chocolate C becomes a reference point and will make all the other chocolates seem cheaper in comparison. Chocolate A seems inferior to chocolate C because it comes across cheap. Another example of anchoring is providing a more expensive alternative. The inclusion of this £5 chocolate, despite the fact no one selects it, nudges you to buy chocolate B. How can we stop ourselves from being affected by anchoring and decoys? Dan Areily provides a wide range of examples of these devices in the book, such as house buying. This would raise the reader's awareness and our awareness of these devices and would increase our immunity to their effects. From a business perspective, knowing about the effects and watching out for anchoring and decoys while taking into account all the information available would mean I could source the best products possible. Section 2 is about why going for buy one get one free deals is not always a good idea. When we see free in a deal, we go for it. There's something deeply satisfying for getting something for free. What if I told you that we actually spend more to get free? An example Dan Areily uses to portray this is his Amazon voucher experiment. He provides people with two options: one free £10 Amazon voucher or a £20 Amazon voucher, but you had to pay £7 for it. What would you have chosen? If you chose the free £10 voucher, then you'll be in the majority of people, 70%. But if you think about it, you'll make £3 more by choosing the £20 voucher option. Referring back to the title, why going for buy one get one free deals is not always a good idea. Shops use these deals to get people to spend more than they have to. For example, a person walks into a shop with the intent of buying one pack of padded socks. A sign catches their eye and it says, buy 2 packs, get one free. For most people, the temptation of getting one free pack of socks would be too much and they'll take the deal. Walking into the shop, you had the intent of buying 1 pack of socks, and now walking out you've got 3 packs, so you've actually spent more than you wanted to. How do we avoid the gravitational pull of free? We need to think very carefully about what we want before making a decision. This will allow us to act rationally and make logical decisions. Section 3 is about procrastination. Procrastination is a problem a lot of people suffer from, and as a teenager, I'm probably the worst culprit. I've put off making this video for a very long time. It's been many months now. So why can't we make ourselves do what we want? Dan Areily explores this in his book with an experiment involving students. He had 3 classes who we each gave 4 essays they had to deliver over a 12-week period. He gave each class a different option. For class 1, he said hand in the essays whenever you want. For class 2, he said decide your own deadlines. If you don't hand them in at your own decided deadlines, you get penalties. Class 3, he gave them no choice. He said your deadlines for essay 1 are week 3, for essay 2 it's week 6, for essay 3 it's week 9, and for essay 4 it's week 12. After receiving all the essays and marking them, he ranked the classes. Class 1 did the worst because they procrastinated heavily. No surprise there. Class 2 came next. Since they had deadlines, they did better than Class 1. However, the students often didn't space out their work accordingly, so the majority did not perform well. Class 3 did the best. The teacher spread out the essays with enough time in between. Since the students had a deadline enforced by a teacher, they worked towards it. How do we avoid being like Class 1? Set deadlines. Deadlines are crucial for high quality work, especially if it's enforced by other people. Deadlines are what helped me make this video, as I did one session at a time. From a business perspective, deadlines can make or break a business, as there are many important tasks to do before a deadline. It also ensures important jobs are done. Overall, this book was very interesting and useful. If you want to buy the book, the link to it will be in the description below. I've only touched on some aspects of the book, and there's much more to touch upon, and I really recommend you read it. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.